Demon Readings, Behind the Shades, a Wolf Tale Fresh Berry fanfic, written by RainbowWriter, inspired by blog The Great Rogue. Chapter 1. She ran and ran and ran, her breathing fluctuating between inhaling and exhaling as the heavy breath contracted her lungs. Her breath stained the back of the small pup's neck which she carried in her mouth. Leaves crunched and twigs snapped under her padded paws that moved rapidly. What is she running from? What does she seem so scared? Why is she crying? The pup thought. It only had been a few mere seconds before she came to a halt, frantically looking, searching. As she hopped to a rotten, hollowed-out tree, she placed her pup into it, making sure to completely conceal him. She began to walk off again until her pup spoke. "Mama?" She couldn't help but turn to face him. "It's all right, Fresh. Mama will be back soon, okay?" she said, trying to stay strong, even though it was as if out of her beautiful bright purple orbs. "But, Mama, where are you going?" His mother's ears perked to the sound of rapid footsteps getting closer and closer, making her go into more of a panic state. She then took off her sunglasses to grab them in her mouth and position them on Fresh's small cranium. "I'm sorry, baby. I have to go. But when I come back, I want those glasses in tip-top shape. Can you do that for Mommy?" She hesitantly stuttered, but coherently enough so Fresh could understand her. He nodded and carefully handled the spectacles. "Be brave, baby. I love you." She then ran off with the sound of footsteps growing louder. I love you too, Mama," were the last words Fresh's mother would ever hear before the ear-bleeding blare of gunshots could be heard from miles away. Fresh whimpered as the deafening sounds infiltrated his tiny ears. After a while, it had gone. There were no footsteps, no birds chirping, no loud noises, just nothingness, just silence. He protruded his head out of the end of the hollow log and scanned his surroundings to find nothing. He grasped the large glasses, settling them atop his head, seeing as they were too big to place directly on his muzzle. Fresh's ears flared back, not knowing what to do next. He was lost and distraught. He figured if he waited long enough, his mother would return. So he waited, and waited, and waited. But deep down, he had the sickening knowledge that she wasn't coming back. He chose not to believe. He chose to stay. So he stayed, and stayed, and stayed. That is until the deep feeling boiled to the surface of his reality, tears rising in his same purple eyes, realizing a detrimental serenity. She wasn't coming back. "Mama?"